Okay. Is everyone ready? I'm excited. I can... Leave a quick marker. Okay. Alright. Content update 3.7 POE Legion. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Legion Challenge Leagues. Challenge Leagues are a great opportunity for blah 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 blah. We already know what Challenge Leagues are. You will encounter monoliths. Cost rate card. Touching the monoliths will reveal ancient enemies frozen in the midst of battle. This is all stuff we know. Shattering enemies, blah 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 blah. By combining your splinters into emblems, blah 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 blah. Discover powerful jewels that drastically alter your powers from each of the legions. Will contain all of the normal stuff, all of the normal variations of the league, 40 challenges, etc. So, the important parts. Overhauled melee combat and many other improvements. Skill rebalances and reworks. We've added the ability to cancel animations early, improved damage scaling, changed early monster balance. For details, please see the melee balance section. Added a new strength gem, Steel Skin, instantly reducing incoming damage for a short duration. Shares a cooldown with other guard skills. Added a new dexterity gem, Dash. Perform a series of quick teleports toward a target location. If using the attack in place option, the direction is reversed. so if you actually put the attack in place always on the skill, you'll always just dash backwards. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's alright, you haven't missed much, Pi. That is actually pretty cool. We literally, the top bit was just like, this is the league. Which we already know. Added a new strength, skill, dexterity, and blade storm. Perform a spinning attack, creating an area of effect that repetitively deals damage based on weapon range and attack speed. This area of effect is stationary while in blade stance and move forwards while in stance. Stance requires a sword or axe. Yep, cool. Into auto dash backwards. Auto dash backwards is kind of cool. Added a new one, Blood and Sand. Allows you to switch between Blood and Sand stance, deal more melee damage with less area while in Blood stance, or gain area of effect while dealing less melee damage in Sand stance. Reserves a small portion of your mana. We've been told that this is 10%, I think. I believe there's a higher level version of it somewhere. Added a new strength skill gem, Berserk. Consuming your rage at an accelerating rate while active grants more damage, attack speed, movement speed, and causes you to take less damage. Requires 5 rage to use. Cannot be stopped once activated and will only stop when all rage is consumed. Cool. Added a new int skill gem, Frost Blink. Deal cold damage in an area around your location, leaving chilled ground around you, then teleport to the target location. Has a cooldown that is reduced based on the numbers of nearby enemies when cast. Frost Blink sounds awesome. Frost Blink sounds awesome. Added a new dexterity skill gem, Precision. Cast an aura that resolves a portion of your mana and grants you and nearby allies accuracy and increased critical strike chance. Yeah, alright, I'm on board. I'm on board with that. That's a nice aura. Does that help? At least a little bit? Added a new strength skill gem, Flesh and Stone. Cast an aura that reserves a portion of your mana, causes nearby enemies to be maimed while in blood stance, and causes those enemies to take increased physical damage. While in sand stance, this aura causes nearby enemies to be blinded, causes enemies not affected by the aura to deal less damage to you. Okay. Okay. Added a new strength gem, Pride. Cast an aura that reserves a portion of your mana and causes nearby enemies to take more physical damage, increasing the damage they take the longer they are affected by the aura. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. New skill gem, Perforate. Strike the ground with your weapon, causing spears to strike out from the earth. These spears strike your target location multiple times while in blood stance and strike outwards in a large radius from the target location while in sand stance. Requires a sword or axe. Okay, cool. Chain Hook. Attacks nearby enemies with a damaging shockwave. If used at a distance, releases a chain that draws you close to the enemies. Generates 1 rage when you hit an enemy. Requires a one-handed sword, mace, or axe. Added Pulverize? New strength support, Pulverize. Supports melee attacks, causing them to deal more damage with a greater area of effect, but a slower attack speed. Add a new strength support, Rage. Supports melee attack, causing you to gain 1 rage when you hit an enemy with supported skills, with a short exclusion timer on rage gain from the support. Supported skills deal additional physical damage based on your rage, adding a significant amount of physical damage if your rage is above a threshold. Okay. Alright. That's cool. Added a dexterity strength, Impale. Supports attack skills, granting them a chance to impale enemies, increasing the effective impale cause on those targets, and causes those attacks to deal more physical damage. Okay. New strength support gem, Shockwave. Supports melee skills, triggers a shockwave skill on kill that deals attack damage in an area around the slain enemy. Restricts the use of supported skills to maces and staves. There was a miscommunication regarding the number of weapon-specific support gems when discussed on it, and for that we apologize. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Added a new strength dexterity support, Close Combat. Support melee attacks, causing them to deal more damage to enemies based on their proximity. Also causes supported skills to grant a buff on hit, which increases attack and cast speed for the next travel skill used. Restricts the use of supported skills to axes and swords. And then the same line. Okay. Added 12 new unique items, one of which was designed by a supporter. Added 14 new divination cards designed by supporters. Added 18 new sextant modifiers, many of which only appear on high tier maps. I'm pretty sure that's mistyped. I'm pretty sure they mean only come from high tier sextants, because there's no limitation system of any kind of what can apply to different maps at different tiers. Just these are red sextant mods. You can still put red sextants on white maps, it just costs you a red sextant. So I assume this actually means what tier sextant you're using. Added 15 new added 15 new keystones to the passive skill tree Visible only when you have a one new duel in International Legion socket. Okay, so there's 15 keystones. Well, that's exactly what they meant. I mean, it could be. Minor new content and features improve the early game experience. Fights in the first 3 acts will be tougher but more responsive, involved, and dynamic. This includes fights against basic monsters. You can now queue skills by using one skill while another skill is in progress. Skill will be used immediately after the current one has finished. Added a new functionality to the map stash tab, which displays which tiers and map. Which displays which tiers and maps have Elder or Shaper influence or an Atlas objective. Oh, yes, please. Okay. Fucking thank you. That's fantastically good. That's so good. That's so good. Okay, anyway. Rage is now displayed along the top left of the mana globe, so you can see how much rage you've been given. That's great. Added sounds for various error cases, such as attempting to equip an invalid item. Smooth the transition between resolutions while dynamic resolution is enabled. Never noticed. Changes to the size of a character now occur smoothly rather than snapping between 2 sizes. Okay. Improve the localization of server messages. Improve the performance of various game elements with particular focus on high intensity visual effects. Good. Continue to incrementally improve the sound, art, effects, and environment. Easy. Okay. We've made massive, sweeping, excuse the pun, changes to melee combat. See, there's 3 words right here. That's just padding the word count. You're just padding the word count. Anyway. Made massive, sweeping changes to melee combat. Many of these are specific to skills, but some are broad and affect all skills. Hit multiple enemies. Every attack, even Glacial Hammer, can now hit multiple targets by default. Previously, an attack would look at targets in melee range in front of you and choose one. Now it chooses all of them to attack that it physically passes through. Note, this is not area of effect, area damage, or melee splash. Yep. Cool. We know this. Animation cancelling, we know this already. We don't really need to read through that. Everyone knows animation cancelling. Directional attack, we know this from the Bayclast. Many monsters now deal damage in a specific area in front of them when they attack, meaning you can avoid damage by sidestepping or moving away. Previously, monsters would deal damage to their target, even if they had moved to the side. The area for most of these attacks is a 120-degree cone in front of them. Attack signaling. We've improved a lot of enemy attack signaling, slowing down the initial wind-up, but speeding up the strike, giving you an opportunity to respond with an appropriate movements or skill use. This particularly the case for older monsters, okay? Targeting. We've made enormous improvements to how skills target enemies in groups, which will result in more natural to what you want experience. This is the culmination of many small user experience improvements, okay? Attack range signaling. Players' attacks now accurately signal their damage range via skill effects and trails sources, which increase your attack range or an area of effect will also be reflected in the attack's visual effect. This is going to have such a huge influence, especially for new players or especially for anyone new to melee. Fluidity, yeah. Made a lot of changes to how animations work. And allow changes to targets while channeling back to back, blah 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 blah. A dual wield character will now alternate attacks in a way that feels much more natural than previously. Make your offhand weapon choice more important. We've also updated pathing, which should allow for much smoother movements for your character. Accuracy is no longer capped at 95%, which is great. Blocking enemies. Enemies with shields can block attacks, but will only prevent a large portion of the incoming damage rather than all of it. When the enemy blocks an attack, an effect will play. Okay. Better feedback. New effects and sounds will allow you to more clearly identify who you have and have not hit with your attacks. Okay. Sure. Character balance. Melee damage is now treated as having dealt 25% plus 25% damage for the sake of calculating stuns. Okay. Elemental and chaos damage is now treated as having dealt 25% less damage for the sake of stuns. This is additive with the melee damage stun bonus, so purely elemental or chaos or mixed non-physical melee hits will see no change to previous stun behavior. Yep, cool. Mentioned above, your chance to hit enemies with an attack no longer have with enough accuracy you can guarantee every hit. In light of changes to melee combat, the formula which turns accuracy rating into chance to hit has been changed. In general, it will be easier to hit and to be hit. Effects that split incoming damage from specific damage types across mana and life, such as Mind of the Council, also now do this for damage over time effects of their specific types. Previously, such effects could only split damage from hits. That's huge. Unarmed attack range of player characters has been increased by 2. Cool, cool, cool. That's actually insanely good. But yep. Projectiles are now treated as having smaller collision size with regards to terrain than monsters. This should alleviate the frustration of casting freezing pulse through doorways and watching your projectiles vanish before hitting anything. Yep, that's fair. Skill reworks. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, calm down. Calm down. Cyclone is now a channeling skill. Now costs 2 mana at all gem levels from 12. Now deals damage equivalent. Now deals base damage equivalent to and has damage effectiveness of 44% at gem level 1 from 45, up to 54% at gem level 20 from 56. Okay. Now adds 10 to 15 damage to attacks at gem level 1 and 56 to 85 at gem level 20. Yep. Cool. Yep, please. Now gains stages as it channels up to a maximum of 3 at gem level 1 and 6 at gem level 20, and loses stages every 0.2 seconds while not channeling. Grants +1 to melee range per stage. One could only assume it would reach a 7th at 21. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 300%. Previously had 50% more attack speed. Modifiers to melee attack range now also apply to this area's radius. Cool. Yeah, it seems to have also lost the cyclone hits twice We'll get to that eventually. Do we care about Lacerate? This is too big. We care about everything. We care about everything. Lacerate, as previously, slashes in the air twice, dealing damage in 2 overlapping area of effects, with the possibilities that enemy in the overlapping area will hit twice. Now has a different behavior depending on whether you're in Sand or Blood stance. You're in Blood stance by default, while in Blood stance now has a 25% chance to cause bleeding and causes you to deal 50% more damage with bleeding at gem level 1 up to 88% at gem level 20. While Sand stance now has increased width of the slashes area of effects by 50%. Now deals base damage equal to and has added damage effectiveness of 100% at gem level 1 from 60%, up to 123 at gem level 20 from 74. Now has 5 to 8 physical damage up to 75 to 113 at gem level 20. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 60%. This is a buff. Immortal Call no longer makes you immune to physical damage for a duration. Base duration is now 1 second at all gem levels. Now has instant cast time from 0.85 seconds. Now causes you to take 25% less elemental damage and 25% less physical damage at gem level 1, with the values growing now based on the gem level up to 34% less elemental damage and 35% less physical damage at level 20. Now consumes endurance charges up to a maximum of 5, causing you to take 15% less physical damage per endurance charge consumed for the buff's duration. Increases the duration of the buff by 20% for each endurance charge consumed, so it's going to last 2 seconds. Now has a 3-second cooldown, which does not recover during its effect. Okay. If endurance charges equals older Mortal Call? No, right? So 5 here is 75. Wait, hang on. And 25. So you're still immortal if you're level 20. If you get 20, you're still immune to physical damage, right? Just rip my old cast when damage taken level 1. Well, so as long as I have endurance charges to use, I can still trigger this and it's fine, right? As long as I have at least 5 and are generating them, I can still trigger this and it's fine. That's man, I want to make a jug. I want to make a jug. Anyway. Shares a cooldown with other guard skills, Steel Skin and Mortal Strike. Cool. Molten Strike now has a base duration of 3 seconds at all gem levels. From 10, now grants 50 armor at level 1 up to 858 at gem level 20. Now creates a buff that can take damage equal to 20% of your armor. Now causes 75% of damage from hits to be taken from the buff before your life or energy shield. Now reflects 100% of damage taken from the buff as fire damage when the buff expires or is depleted. At gem level 1 up to 1050% at gem level 20. Now has a 4-second cooldown, shares a cooldown with others. Okay. Alright. Cooldown for Mortal Call does not recover during a Mortal Call. Good, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Molten Shell seems like it would be really, really good if you're already on a high armor character. But the amount of base armor that it adds is not enough to matter. So if you're not on an armor character, then it's not good. Which is fine. Shield Charge now deals damage in a cone rather than a circle on impact. now has a minimum charge distance. Ooh, that changes things. Can now be used with wands. Excuse me. Can now be used with wands. Yeah. Now deals damage equal to and has added damage effectiveness of 100 at gem level 1 from 50%, remaining the same through gem level 20 to 61. Okay, so now has a 75% stun threshold reduction of enemies at maximum charge distance. Now deals 150% more damage with hits at maximum charge distance. Now grants 90% increased movement speed during the attack of the gem at level 1, up from 75%, up to 109 at gem level 20 from 94. So we can now shield charge faster. Now has a mana cost of 10 from 8 at all gem levels. Whatever. Now gains 1% increased movement speed per 1% quality. Nice. Now deals damage based on your equipped shield, not your weapon. And here's how it does it. Base offhand critical strike chance is 5%. Adds 0.1 to critical strike chance per 10 maximum energy shield on your shield. Deals 11 to 14 base offhand physical damage at level 1, up to 132 to 198 at gem level 20. Adds 2 to 3 physical damage per 15 armor or evasion rating on the shield. Base offhand attack time is 0.53 seconds at gem level 1 down to 0.48 at gem level 20. Okay. 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 Spectral shield throws friend, I guess? Skill balance, general. Physical is now a skill type and will now appear on the appropriate gems as a tag. Strike is now a skill type as well, and appears on items which do not have an area of effect, but can still hit multiple targets. Essentially, all of the previously single target skills will now have this tag. This is used to determine which skills some support, such as melee slash. Yeah, okay, I get it. So, strike. Okay, that's fine. Blink is now a skill type and appears on Frost Blink, Flame Dash, and Dash, and indicates that all of these share the same cooldown. Okay. Rip Flame Dash, Frost Blink is Nube, I guess. Guard is now a skill type and appears on Immortal Call, Steel Skin, and Molten Shell, and indicates that all of these share a cooldown. Fine. All melee skills now have an attack speed multiplier built into the gem. This is functionally identical to the effects of a more attack speed or less attack speed stat line that were previously on some gems. Cool. The following skills are now considered travel skills and have the travel tag. Blink Arrow, Body Swap, Flame Dash, Leap, Slam, Lightning Warp, Phase Run, Shield Charge, Smoke Mine, Vile Lightning Warp, Whirling Blades. Following skills are now considered guard skills: Immortal Call, Molten Shell, Steel Skin. All melee attacks now apply a visual to your weapon as you swing to better illustrate your attack's range. Most, if not all, attacks and spells now accurately signal their area of effect, including any increases or reductions. Minion targeting is now less weird if using a movement skill while also channeling. What? 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 Okay, whatever. Specific skills. Quite a few melee skills about their base attack speed lowered slightly and their base damage raised. This is due to the increased effective clear speed from introducing animation cancelling. Whereby you can start moving to the next pack before the monsters. Yep. Ancestral Protector now deals damage, now deals base damage equal to and has added damage effectiveness of 90% at gem level 1 from 80 up to 144 at gem level 20 from 133. Cool. Ancestral War Chief, effectiveness of 110% at level 1, so it's up 10%. Up to 133 from 123, so that's up 10 as well. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 90% rather than 10% less attack speed. Sure, it's fine. Bane. Oh, poor Bane. Oh, my poor Bane. Now deals 45.7 base KO damage per second at gem level 1 from 66. Whoo! Up to 895 at gem level 20 from 1060. Bane's fine, don't worry about it. I take it back. Blade Flurry now deals base damage to and is equal to blah 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 32% at gem level 1 from 45 up to 45% at 20 from 54, but now adds 14 to 20 to 75 to 113 at gem level 20. Okay, it's fine. Now has a 29% larger target acquiring radius while channeling and a 47% target acquiring radius after channeling ends. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 160 rather than 60% more attack speed. Okay. Cleave now deals base damage, blah, 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 blah. What do we got? 125% from 110 up to 170 from 163. So Cleave's damage almost the same there for that. 2 to 3 fizz damage up to 75 to 113. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 80%. So this is a slower, harder hitting one. Charge Dash now deals base damage equal to an added effectiveness of 95. No flat damage on that one though. Just a little more damage, but no flat on charged. Consecrated is 150 from 120 up to 184 from 167. And an attack speed multiplier of 80%, so it's another slow one with no flat added. Dominating Blow is up a lot, 165% at level 1 from 140, up to 190 from 172. Now causes minions to deal 1% increased damage per 1% quality. So they doubled the level of quality. That's yeah, I think I'm okay with that. That's still probably could have used flat. It doesn't have flat, but that's okay. That's fine. Double Strike now deals base damage up to 91% from 70 and 112 from 94. Now has a 25% chance to cause bleeding. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 80%. Cool. Dual Strike now deals base damage equal to and has effectiveness of 120% up from 58. And 170% at level 20 up from 104. Now has 50% increased critical strike chance at gem level 1 up to 107% at gem level 20. Now has 100% more critical strike chance against enemies that are on full life. Now deals 30% more damage with hits and ailments against enemies that are on full life. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 7%. Now grants 0.5 to critical strike multiplier and 1% increased critical strike chance per 1% quality. That's a lot of changes. That's a lot of changes to Dual Strike. Okay, that's fine. Oh, let's go. Earthquake now has damage effectiveness of 85 at gem level 1 from 90. Nerfed! Up to 120 from at gem level 20 from 109. Okay. So increased at the high end. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Aftershock now benefits from 30 to 46 physical damage in the gem at level 1 up to 169 to 254 at gem level 20. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 75%. Radius of the aftershock is now 2 units larger. Now gains 1% increased damage per 1% quality rather than 1% increased physical damage. Hello, Earthquake, my old friend. Did anyone say EQ Jug? Did anyone say EQ Jug? Flicker Strike now deals damage equal to or has added damage effectiveness of 142. Yeah, okay, up to 168. Cool, cool. Now grants 15% chance to gain a frenzy charge on hits at all levels. Now grants a buff that provides 20% increased movement skill for 3 seconds. Now grants an attack speed multiplier of 120% rather than 20% more attack speed. Now grants 0.25% chance to gain a frenzy charge on hit per 1% gem quality. So with quality, that's a 20% chance to gain a frenzy charge on hit. Which you're always multi-strike, so that's going to hit 3 times, so that's like, I don't think that's actually how math works, but we're just going to pretend that that's a 60% chance per attack to gain a frenzy charge. That's not actually how math works, because you could gain none and you could gain 3, and there's like a whole thing there, but I'm not doing that. Yeah, okay. Frenzy. Oh yeah, that's only on a single target. Yeah, yeah. Frenzy now deals base damage equal to an added effectiveness of 115 from 110. Okay, now deals 5% more attack damage per frenzy charge. More? Ooh. As 5% more attack speed per frenzy charge. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Now deals base damage equal to and has added Frostblades is good. Huh. Oh, okay. Alright, so 102 at gem level 1, which is unchanged, up to 140 at gem level 20 from 142. So now adds 2 to 3 cold damage to attacks at gem level 1, up to 75 to 113 at gem level 20. Now grants 1% increased damage and 1% increased projectile speed per 1% quality. Cool, 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 cool. Still meh. Right? If you're ahead of me and you keep like writing things in chat, please fucking don't. By the way. Like if you're ahead of me, I don't want to know. Glacial Hammer. Now converts 60% of physical damage to cold from 50. Now adds 2 to 3 cold damage at gem level 1, up to 75 to 113 at gem level 2. Every third successful strike now freezes enemies as if it were dealing 500% more damage. It fucking what now? I heard you like freezing stuff. Ground Slam. Effectiveness of 95 from 100 up to 125, unchanged. Okay, now adds 2 to 3 physical damage at level 1 up to 75 to 133 at gem level 2. Now an attack speed at 2, gem level 20. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 90%, now gains 1% increased stun duration and 0.5% area per quality. Heavy Strike. Now deals damage to and has added effectiveness of 176% at level 1 from 150 up to 222% at level 20 from 194. Now has +2 to melee range weapon at level 1 up to +4 at level 20. Now has a 20% chance to deal double damage at all gem levels. An attack speed multiplier of 84 and gains stun duration and increased damage per quality. Okay. Okay. Herald of Agony now causes Agony Crawler to deal 6% increase physical damage per virulent stack you have at gem level 1 from 10%. Up to 12% at gem level 20 from 19. Herald of Agony is still fine. Not as strong as it was, but it's still fine. It was stupid strong. That's fine. Ice Crash now deals base damage to and has added effectiveness of 190% from 170. Up to 140 at gem level 20 from 208. The base area of effect is now 20% larger. Now adds 30 to 46 cold damage to attacks at level 1 up to 169 to 254 at gem level 20. Now has an attack speed multi of 70%. Previously had 20% less attack speed. Now gains 1% increased damage per quality. Ice Crash is cool. Yeah. I think you're thinking you're thinking of the wrong fists. Not face breakers. Doriani? No. No. The elemental ones have the touch of God in them. You know, those ones. Now deals, alright, what do we got? Infernal Blow. Now deals damage are equal to 104 from 100, 133. Okay, it's not huge there. But it gets 5 to 8 added fire damage at level 1, up to 75 to 113 at level 20. Okay, sure. Lancing Steel can no longer hit close range enemies multiple times with a single attack. Now deals damage effectiveness of 130% at gem level 1 from 65, up to 175 at gem level 20 from 80%. Now deals 20 to 30 physical damage to attacks at gem level 1, up to 113 to 169 at level 20. Now has a 30% chance for non-primary projectiles to impale enemies on hit. Has an 80% attack speed multiplier and gains chance to 0.5% chance to impale per quality. Might actually be usable. Cool. Leap Slam. No one cares about your damage. Now always knocks enemies back on hit. Not sure that that's a buff. Now always causes your damage hits to stun enemies that are on full life. That is. Now has 25% reduced enemy stun threshold. Now costs 10 mana at all gem levels from 15. That is a buff. Now grants stun duration. Okay, yep. Okay, cool. Cool. You can now Leap Slam cheaper. Easy. Lightning Strike is at level 20, 180 from 176, so not much. Gains 1 to 13 lightning damage at level 1, up to 9 to 179 at gem level 20. And it gains projectile speed and increased damage per quality now. I mean, Lightning Strike was already not bad. It's just that its little projectiles get stuck on rocks, but the pathing stuff may have alleviated that quite a bit. The Lightning Strike might actually be really good. Have to play it to see, or see someone play it. Whatever. Molten Strike has 130% damage effectiveness from 160. Now adds 2 to 3 fire damage to attacks at level 1, up to 75 to 113 at gem level 20. Hopefully makes up for a bit of that. Now requires you to hit an enemy in order to produce projectiles, and splits the number of projectiles it produces evenly amongst all targets if it can. Get fucked! Molten Strike shit now. Anyway. Projectiles now deal 50% less damage at all levels, from 40% less at gem level 1 to 30% less at gem level 20 previously. Damage over time from projectiles now deal 50% less damage at all levels, are the same. Now has +2 melee range, up from 0 up to +6 at gem level 20. So now I can reach really far away with my Molten Strike that does no fucking damage. That's good. You know what? Molten Strike was like the only fucking... Molten Strike and Blade Flurry were like the end of melee. Like, you were playing those two things or nothing. And everything else now looks really good. So I'm just happy to see that go. I only wish that Blade Flurry would also go. Yeah, but it didn't. So that's fine. Now deals base Puncture now deals base damage of... What do we got? 135 up to 165 from 123. Okay. Adds 3 to 4 fizz up to 75 to 113. Cool. Now deals 30% more damage with bleeding up to 49% more. 70% multiplier to attack speed. Now causes bleeding inflicted by this skill to deal damage 0.5% faster per quality. That's really good, except I don't believe we got other bleed changes, so it's still probably bad right now, but pay attention to this skill when bleed changes happen, because that could be really cool. Reve now deals damage at 135% at level 1, up from 100, up to 155 at level 20 from 138. The base radius is now 2 units larger, now gains up to +2 radius at gem level 20 from +4. So its end radius is the same, it just starts out a little better. Now loses stages incrementally after a short period of time without hitting anything rather than all at once. That's cool. That's cool. Reckoning now deals damage that no one cares about still. What do we got? Up to 140 from 108. With a good amount of added damage though. 169 to 254 at gem level 20. Like, it's a good amount of base damage, but it's still reckoning. Riposte getting roughly the same treatment. Shattering Steel has 50% at gem level 20 from 49. What a meaningful change. Thank you. Now deals 8 to 12 physical damage at level 1, up to 113 to 169 at gem level 20, and an 80% attack speed multiplier. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Smite now has 196% at level 1 from 135, up to 218 at level 20 from 165. The base radius is now 2 units larger, now gains up to 4 radius from gem level 20, down from 6, with an attack speed multiplier of 85. No flat on this one, but 218% is a lot. Soul Rend. The projectiles now have a radius of 10 from 13. Is this the nerf? Is that it? Is that the nerf to Soul Rend? Your Soul Rend builds are fine. Nothing wrong with Soul Rend. Proceed as per usual. Ignore this. Forget you read it. You won't even notice. Spectral Shield Throw now deals 18 to 27 base offhand at level 1 up to 182 to 272 at gem level 20. So Spectral Shield Throw is okay. Now fires more projectiles on shield impact as the skill levels up to 13 at gem level 20 from 8 at all levels. Ho-ho! Ho-ho! Now has a base offhand attack time of 0.7 at gem level 1 from 6.5 down to 0.6 at gem level 20 from 0.56. So it's a little bit slower, but it's now got a lot of extra base damage, which honestly was hard to get. And 13 projectiles instead of 8. So that's really, really nice. Spectral Throw now got an 80% multiplier at level 1 and 100% at level 20, up from 90. Spectral Throw itself wasn't that super great. So, still probably don't use it. It's fine. Static Strike now deals base damage equal to and has an added effectiveness of 160 at gem level 20. Up to, right, you know what? Hey Ventry, would you like to start just timing out anyone who's in front of me? Because I'll let you do that. Because I can't close off chat. So shh. Quiet, you people. Don't know the technology, I'd break something. Fair enough. Stormbrand now has a cast time of 7.5 seconds from 0.65 seconds. Now activates every 6 seconds while attached from every 0.6 seconds while attached from 0.5. Now has a 10% smaller base radius area of effect for dealing damage. Multiple Stormbrands can no longer shotgun enemies with their overlapping area of effects. That's not even the proper use of the term shotgun. And deals 3 to 8 lightning damage at level 1 from 2 to 7, up to 92 to 100, 277 from 75 to 225. Now deals 80% more damage to branded enemies at level 1 to 130% at level 20 from 50% at all levels. Wait, what? Is Stormbrand better? Did they just buff Stormbrand? Didn't they mention Stormbrand? It'll be slightly worse clear, but honestly, that's fine. And it'll be much better single target? Fucking, what is... Zeb was in charge of Stormbrand, obviously. Because that's probably a buff. Like, that's probably a buff. God damn it, Zeb. Alright, that's fine, whatever. Sunder's got 220% at gem level 20 from 182. Wait, I missed Solrend. What happened to Solrend? It had its radius slightly reduced. Completely ignore it. Continue as normal is what you do with Solrend. There was like one line on it. Just completely ignore it. It's actually completely fine. Right. They got us so scared. So far, everything they've listed hasn't. I can't wait to get to Winter Orb. I'm tempted to skip to it, but I'm not gonna. We're just gonna keep going through them. We're just gonna keep going through them. It's okay. Sunder now has an effective length of 60 units from 84. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 75%. A 220% damage effectiveness Sunder buff? Sunder buff? From 48, sorry. From 48. I read 48. I just didn't say it apparently. But they made Sunder longer and hit harder. This is a Sunder buff. Sunder boys are back in town. Sweep. Now has 255% at level 20 from 138. Now adds up to 75 to 113 at gem level 20. Now always knocks back enemies on hit from a 30% chance. Attack speed multiplier is 70%. Previously had 10% less attack speed. 255. What did I say? 200. I said 255 instead of 225. Sorry. I'm bad at reading. I'm dyslexic. It's not my fault. Not really. I'm just illiterate. Anyway. Tectonic Slam. Up to 200% at gem level 20 from 160%. The length of the primary fissure is now 36 from 32. The length of the secondary fissures is now 15 from 22. The width of the first secondary fissure is now 7 from 8. I'm not really sure what that means. And now has an attack speed multiplier of 80%. Tech Slam slightly nerfed, but only slightly? Probably? It's fine. Now the Vengeance, now nobody cares. Adds a bit of flat damage. Fine. Vigilant Strike. 260% at gem level 20. Has +2 melee range at level 1. Up to +4 at gem level 20 from +2. And an attack speed multiplier of 85%. Okay. Wait, there's a skill named Vengeance. There is. Viper Strike. If this one isn't good. Okay, here we go. Now deals damage at, what have we got? Up to 130% at gem level 20 from 142. Now converts 50% of physical damage to chaos from 25%. Now adds 5 to 7 chaos damage at level 1 up to 169 to 254% at level 20. And gains 0.5% attack speed and poison per quality. Okay. War Banner now grants you and nearby allies 15% accuracy at gem level 1 from 40% and 21% at gem level 20 from 59%. This sounds like it's a huge nerf, but they entirely changed the numbers that we're used to with accuracy, so I have really no way to tell whether this is a thing or a problem or not. I just really don't. I imagine they've tried to balance that to be about the same, I would imagine. Warlord's Mark now allows you to leech lice. Warlord's Mark now allows you to leech life and mana from cursed enemies with attacks only rather than any source of damage. It's fine, I guess. We'll get over it. Whirling Blades has a mana cost of 10. That's the only important part, from 15. So again, easier to Whirling Blades around. Wild Strike, which is my all-time favorite attack build, has had a slight buff and nothing else done to it, but it's not good enough. 185% at gem level 20 from 176. No good. Alright, do we take a little break here, or... I'm kidding, fuck off, this Winter Orb. Let's go. Winter Orb deals 30 to 37 damage at gem level 1 from 25 to 31, up to 232 to 291 at gem level 20 from 232 to 289. Base duration is now 1.2 seconds from 0 base duration building solely on stages. Now states that increases and reduction to cast speed also apply to projectile frequency. Actual behavior is unchanged, sure. Now has 20% reduced target acquisition range. That's fine. Now fires projectiles every 1.6 seconds from every 0.8 seconds. Oh. Now gains 25% increased duration per stage from 0.4 seconds to base duration per stage. Ooh, that might hurt as well. Now has 100% more projectile frequency while channeling. That's actually not bad. I think Winter Orb's probably fine, guys. That's probably fine. It's not... I mean... It's less... Yeah, it's not gonna, like, fire off screen anymore. But it's still gonna play really well and really smoothly. I don't think they hit Winter Orb as hard as I would have hit Winter Orb. I think that's gonna be fine. Like, it won't be as good as... It won't be anywhere near as good as it was. But I think it'll be fine. What do we got? 1.2 seconds from a base 0 duration. And then 25% increase per stage. So 250% increase just from having that. So we're looking at 3.6 seconds just from the skill itself. And then your increased duration on the tree, which you're going to get anyway, and your increased duration support gem. You're probably going to be looking at probably still going to be looking at 5, 6, 7 seconds, 7 point something. I think it'll be all right still. Like, it's obviously not going to be as good as it was, but it's going to be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's probably an appropriate nerf. But I would have hit it way harder than this to make sure that people weren't playing it after, like, half of the fucking people in the world were Winter Orb for the last league. I'd have hit that much harder. But it'll still be quite playable. That'll still be fine. Like, yeah, that'll still be fine. I'm not worried about that one. It's probably appropriately balanced now rather than being stupidly broken. Val skill balance. What do we got? Nothing important there. Val Cyclone 56 to 85 at gem level 20. Now has an attack speed multiplier of 400% rather than 100. Modifiers to melee attack range also apply to the thing. Yep, cool. Val double strike. Chance for bleeding and slightly less damage. Cool. Val Earthquake gets a bunch of flat damage. 254 at gem level 20. Nothing important there. The Val double strike got nerfed. The bleeding is not really that massive because you're usually going to have some chance to bleed somewhere. Chance to bleed support gem was already a pretty good one, but you're getting... Yeah, I don't know. It's not really that big. Val Glacial Hammer now converts 60% from 50. Has up to 113 flat cold added against chilled enemies. 10% increased effective chill, up to 29% increased effective chill. Every strike now... Val Glacial Hammer, every strike now freezes enemies as if you were dealing 500% more damage. Val Ground Slam, just flat damage added. Val Immortal Call. Val Immortal Call, now instant. It can still no longer be obtained from drops or corruptions, and will receive a full rework in the future. Val Immortal Call? What? Oh, okay. Thoughts on the Winter Orb that you just missed? It's still probably going to be a decent skill. I think it's still playable, and if it's your favorite skill, it will still be fine. It's definitely not going to be quite as smooth as it was before. Not even close. But it's not that bad. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I would have personally hit it harder than that. Val Lightning Strike, flat damage, same stuff that happened to Lightning Strike. Val Molten Shell now has a base duration of 9 seconds at all gem levels from 5. Now grants up to 1000 armor. Creates a buff that'll take damage equal to 60% of your armor. Now causes 80% of damage from hits to be taken from the buff before your life or energy shield. Now affects a portion of the damage taken with your buff as fire damage every second until the buff expires or is depleted. Now reflects 100% of the damage taken from the buff as fire damage when the buff expires or is dispelled. Up to 1050%. What are these Val skills? Do you mean what are Val skills? That is an entirely different topic. They're basically like generally supposed to be stronger versions of the main skill. So Val Reve would give you Reve and a Val Reve skill in the one gem. Alright. Val Reve has the same changes that Reve had, so not important. Right, support gem reworks. Melee Splash now supports strikes. We went over that earlier. Now creates a melee splash for each enemy hit, meaning if your strike hits multiple enemies, they can also each hit each other with overlapping splashes, which is cool. Now deals 50% less damage with the splash at level 1, up from 41% less. Level 20, okay. Now gains more melee splash area of effect as it levels up to 57% at gem level 20. Nice. Now has a mana multiplier of 140 from 160. Nice. Multi-strike now grants supported skills 35% more attack speed at gem level 1 from 75% more. Up to 44% more at gem level 20 from 94% more. Now causes the first repeat of supported skills to deal 40% more damage up to 50% more at level 20. Now causes the second repeat of the skill to deal 80% more at level 1 up to 99% more at gem level 20. Okay, so multi-strike no longer makes you hit like a machine gun, but now makes up for that by making these repeated strikes do way more damage. So 50% more on the second one, and then 99% more on the third. Glacial Hammer multi-strike, let's go. You don't understand it? It's a much lower attack speed multiplier, so it's no longer making you go really quick. But now it will make the first repeat and the second repeat, so the second and third strike, do significantly more damage. So not animation cancelling out of your multi-strike early is good for you. Yep. Alright, support gem balances. What do we got? Fortify support. Supported skills now have 15% increased fortify duration at level 1 up to 34% at level 20. Supported skills now deal 20% more melee physical damage at level 1 up to 34% more at level 20. Maybe. That's close. Would have been busted at 44. No, the old is 44% increased. But I think this is still going to be left to my movement skill. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Infused channeling now works correctly with the new physical gem type. No longer implicitly provides reductions to physical damage taken and will only provide such reduction while channeling a skill with the physical gem tag. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Lesser poison support now adds 1 to 2 chaos damage at level 1 unchanged, up to 94 to 141 at gem level 20 from 44 to 66, so quite a lot more on lesser support. Mirage Archer support no longer causes skills it uses to vanish at the end of its duration. Those skills will persist until they are finished doing whatever it is they are doing. Mirage Archer buffs! Poison support now causes supported skills to deal no more damage with poison at level 1 unchanged up to 28% more at level 20 from 19%. That wording is very weird, but that's fine. This is actually a buff, though it starts reading like a weird nerf, but it's not. Ruthless support now causes ruthless blows. Ugh. Now causes ruthless blows with supported skills to deal 75% more melee damage at level 1 unchanged up to 132% at gem level 20 from 113. Now causes ruthless blows Excuse me. Deal 75% more damage with bleeding. Summon Phantasm on kill support. Renamed to Summon Phantasm support. That's it. That's it though. No changes to it. Just renamed it. Okay. Oh god. Passive skill tree. Added Wicked Ward near Witch. Added a new keystone behind Blood Magic. Mortal Conviction. I think that you mean changed the keystone Mortal Conviction that's behind Blood Magic. I think. Being as it's already there, right? Look at Discord? Why am I looking at Discord? Oh, it wasn't a keystone. Ooh, comparison of trees. That'll be much easier to read through a thing than reading through a thing. Let me grab that up real quick. If it loads. Okay, well. If it ever loads, then... Oh god, that's a lot. Yeah, no. Let's just have a quick read through it first. Yeah, that's not right though, Cut Dog. It's not that bad. He's not taking into effect cast speed at all to start with. That's at its base cast speed, but cast speed affects its frequency, so it'll be way more than that because you've got more than 100% increased cast speed between the tree, the gem, being a trickster if you're one of those, etc. So it will still shoot often enough. It'll be fine. I will make one to show everyone it's fine. It won't be nearly as good as it was. It'll still be usable. Overcharge to the proceeding. Small passives have been moved around conduit. Decay ward. Decaying ward. In the process, small passives have been moved behind necrotic ages to across from it. The inspiration notable. Okay, none of these mean anything to me. None of these really mean anything without looking at the comparison. Is that comparison skill tree a real one based on these notes, or is it one that was out earlier based on the leak thing? Why though? Why though? There's nothing, they didn't put in another node. They just took away a node. They didn't replace it or change it or nothing? They just took it away? It already is. Just the other way. Why would I do that? Then I won't see the differences. What? Whispering Ice build? Hell high. Okay. 15 in, 15 in, 40 in, and 8% in. Hour or Whispering Ice would like to say hello, I guess. Maximum energy shield, maximum mana. Maximum energy shield, maximum mana. Maximum energy shield, maximum mana. Energy shield, mana, reduced mana cost of skill while on full energy shield. Okay. Them some nice ES nodes. Fuck me, that looks weird. Critical strike chance with maces? Critical strike chance with maces? Elemental damage with staves. Crit damage with staves. Okay. The fuck is this one down here? Oh. Buff and block. And then a bunch of crit ones that we already knew about. Staff. Chance to gain endurance charges. Fine. They added maximum mana. And reduced effect of curse on me. To the armor nodes here. Okie dokie. Oh, it has a little bit of trouble looking at these nodes. More staff block? Nice. Has a bit of trouble looking at those overlapping nodes. What happens if I change this to 3.7? Will it still highlight the new stuff? No. No, it will not. Okay, so all the fizz nodes for different things have been increased. Oh. Gain 5% of physical as extra fire damage. Nice. Nice. That's a good one. Okay. 5% attack speed, 10% global accuracy. A little bit more on the mana cost stuff. Accuracy nodes are halved, but that's okay because it's remade. This area looks different. Yeah, there was diamond skin there. What's going on here? Oh, there's diamond skin. Comes with move speed now. That's weird. And it comes through much more... I think that's more efficient. At least it looks less shit. I don't know if it is actually less efficient or more efficient. But it looks less shit. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, total recovery rate per second, leech, and attack speed comes with it. 12% attack speed on the major nodes, 3% on the minors. That's nice. There's our strength wheel that looked like the other one. 15, 15, 40, and plus 8% strength. That's insane. Oh, chance to block is over here. Okay. Okay. Block stuff is good. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Bleed damage, lol. Alright, let's look at the Fortify. 5% increased effect of Fortify. Increased melee physical damage while you have Fortify. Increased melee physical... 15% increase to armor. 10% increased effect of Fortify. 30% increased effective armor while you have Fortify, 10% increased effective Fortify, and you 10% increased effective Fortify while you are stationary. That could actually be worth taking now. That could actually be worth taking. Okay. I would have got armor, armor, armor. 0.2% of maximum life regenerated per second per endurance charge. Fuck, we're getting that a lot of... That's... yeah, okay. Chuck that on my chieftain with my 2 combs ways, and off we go. %10 chance to gain an endurance charge when you were hit. Okay. Hi. It's fine. It's fine. Oh shit, that's another 10%. And that's 150 flat armor as well. Man. There's so much building to be done. Okay. Attack speed, chance to impale. Impale effect. 15% chance to impale and strength. Very nice. What do we got over here? +1 to all maximum elemental resistances. 5% additional physical damage reduction. 150 flat strength and 30% armor. You fucking what, mate? You fucking what? I'd like to take less damage from everything, please. Are we sure about this? Is this real? Is this real life? Soul of Steel. I don't see that in the thing. Are we sure this is real? Because that's not in the patch notes. Okay. Sure. Total recovery. Increased attack damage while leeching. Damage from ailments. Cool, cool. 50% increased total recovery per second from life leech. 50%? Ah, that's not to maximum total recovery. Aha, good chap. Good chap, you almost got me. Doesn't say the word, doesn't say the right words. we're looking for the 10% increase maximum total recovery per second. Which is here, and in a lot of places is still very much buffed. But not that one. Don't be tricked. That's a trap. I nearly got trapped. Nearly got trapped. Ah, look at that. That's where that is now. Okay. Wait, no, hang on. Disemboweling, dismembering. Okay. That's fine. Yep, cool. Oh my god, there's so much going on here. We're just gonna look for the other big, broad changes. There's another fortify thing here. That's a lot more increased. Yeah, okay, we can get a lot of increased effective fortify here, which is cool. Yep, okay, cool. Maximum total recovery is on here. Apparently it already was? No. Yeah, it was. Okay. And then minor nodes have maximum total recovery as well. That's insane. Alright, looking for the bigger points right now. We will go over a lot about builds later. 10% chance to hit when hit for double armor. Nice. Oh, shit. Say what? Say what? Excuse me? My endurance charge is still there. My frenzy charge is still there. And down here we've got increased stun duration, 2% life regenerated per endurance charge, area per endurance charge, and an extra endurance charge with damage per endurance charge on it. Then evasion rating per frenzy, movement speed per frenzy, attack speed per frenzy, and an extra frenzy. With a chance to gain frenzy charge on kill. Oh, minimum. Okay. Still wow. Chance to gain endurance charge on kill, chance to gain frenzy charge on kill. Still very wow. Much nice. Okay, poison you inflict deals damage 5% faster. That's cool. Damn, this whole tree is insane. Channeling skills deal increased attack speed and blah 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 blah. 20% chance to gain an endurance charge when hit while channeling. 20% chance to gain a frenzy charge when hit while channeling. Oh man. Oh man. There's so much. Whoa, what are these nodes? Attack speed, chance to poison, attack speed, poison duration. Poisons you inflict, deal damage 5% faster. That on all of them? Oh, this is a phasing node. I thought this was going to be a... Okay. Evasion rating, chance to dodge hits while phasing, movement speed while phasing, chance to gain phasing on kill. Shit. There's so much going on here. Damage with hits and ailments against blinded enemies. Chance for critical strikes against blinded enemies. Chance to blind enemies on hit. No hash. Oh, there's the Dex version. There's the Dex version. %, evasion rating, 5% movement rating, 20% cooldown recovery speed of movement skills, and 10% attack and cast speed if you've used a movement skill recently. Another 10% recovery speed of movement skills. Fucking hell. There's so much going on here. Projectile speed, projectile attack damage. Projectiles gain damage as they travel further, dealing up to 40% increased damage to hit targets. Point blank is still there. Okay, that's good. Damage over time with bow skills, lol. More movement, increased recovery speed with movement skills. God damn. Chance to dodge attacks while channeling. Channeling skills have 10% increased attack speed. That's fucking cool. Oh, what are you? Chance to gain phasing on kill. Just pretty decent buffs to most of these nodes. 10% chance to gain a frenzy charge when you block attack damage. Okay. Anything that had accuracy on it has definitely been reworked. %60 chance to avoid blind, 5% reduced damage taken from blinded enemies. Blind duration, chance to blind. Blind is already really good on its own, by the way. This is insane. What the I am so excited. I don't know if I wanna... 40% chance to avoid blind, 60% chance to avoid blind. Ho! Ho! Hello? Okie. So much stuff going on here. Lol. Lol. Nice accuracy nodes. Oh, what's happened here? They changed the word zombies to raised zombies. Okay. What comes out here? 10 flat energy shield, 10 flat energy shield, 10 flat energy shield. Less energy shield there. Less energy shield there. Right, there's going to be a lot to look through on this, but is there anything else like big? I think I saw everything that was big. This wheel is actually pretty good now. Well, at least significantly better than what it was. That's cool. We're gonna have a big look through that and look through all the ascendancies and everything like that, which will be taking quite a little bit of time. Is there anything else we need to read through in the patch notes, being as we're only 2/3 of the way through them? Item balance. Let's have a quick look at those. We're not really interested in these overall right now, except Orb of Horizon can now drop from monsters and other currency sources such as Emperor's Luck cards. Dense fossils can no longer craft shit, we know about that. Ryan Vessel is now 1/1. Piranda Scarab can now cause Kadiabro to appear. Rusted Scarabs have a 33% chance, Polished 66, and Gilded are guaranteed. The values of life, mana, and energy shield modifiers have been reduced, and their top tiers made rarer. Reduced to what? The top roll of these modifiers are now 40 from 50. Yep. Damage types will have been lowered by about 30%. That's fine. Damage modifiers are now 160. Okay. Anything important here? The rituals too much life? Yeah, they always were. Fewer accuracy modifiers, Immortal Call, Enchant, which previously granted a chance to not consume charges, now instead grants Immortal Call's duration per charge consumed. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. The following items no longer drop outside of Legion Challenge League. Versions dropped in Legions will have new modifiers and balance, which we won't be spoiling here, barring changes that affect existing versions, which will be outlined below. The items are Wrathpine Globe, Pledge of Hands, Rebuke of the Val, Comb's Primacy, Lavinga's Wisdom, Maroiurki? I think that's how we say it, Maroiurki? Yeah, I don't know. Asnath's Gentle Touch, Darkscorn, Aldahir? Aldahir? I don't even know where to start with that one. Vol's Protector, The Sorrow of the Divine, Divinarius, Honor Home, Lion Eyes Paw, Malagara's Virtuosity. Overwhelming Odds no longer grants increased area of effect for cleave based on the number of nearby enemies, and now grants +1 to cleave radius for each nearby enemy up to +10. This jewel is now limited to 1. Up to +10? Okay. Big cleave, boys. Montragle's Grasp now clearly states how damage dealt by the exploding zombies is calculated. Note that this does not change the functionality. Okay. Shura's Truth now causes precision to have 50% less mana reservation, affecting all versions of the item. Okay. Death's Hand now has added physical of blah blah blah. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Now grants Unholy Might for 4 seconds on critical strike, up from 2. Impulse's Broken Heart. Break my heart, do it. Now has 15 to 25% increased effective shock. Existing versions can be updated using a Divine Orb. You didn't break my heart. Heart remaining unbroken. Prismatic Eclipse now has added physical damage of an amount that I don't know if that's a debuff, a nerf, or a buff. Rigwald's Charge now has an amount of accuracy that I don't know. Again, the Peregrine? Pergorine? Infractum, Crown of Eyes. So basically everything that had an accuracy rating just now has a different, presumably lower or higher. I don't know what to presume, but an accuracy rating based around the new rating of accuracy. So they're all fine. Malachi's Simula? Newly dropped versions of this will also have Mortal Conviction. Chukama's Fortress. Newly dropped versions of this will also have Mortal Conviction. Apep's Rage now adds up to 190 chaos damage to spells. Existing versions can be updated to Divine Orb. New versions also cause poisons you inflict to deal damage 20% faster. Okay. Brightbeak now has 45% increased attack speed to account for base type changes. Existing versions can be updated using the Brightbeak. Using a Divine Orb, you know, in case it uses your mana too quickly. Okay. Dreadbeak has an amount of physical damage added to it. Gemini's has an amount of physical damage added to it that they don't tell me what the old one is, and I can't look up all of these things at once. Disintegrator has this amount now. Again, we can't change. Changes to Legion theme item uniques that affect existing items. Spell Echo in Pledge of Hand has been created, replaced by Greater Spell Echo. Rebuke of the Val now has an amount of damage that's different than its old one, that I don't know is better or worse. Again. Lavinga's Wisdom. Damn. Now has 200% fizz damage, 70 life, 70 mana, 15 to 25% area of effect, up to 20% area damage. Existing versions can now... Okay, that actually sounds okay. Moroyurki fixed a bug which prevented a mod from displaying, though it was always there. The mod grants minus 100 accuracy rating. Note that this is not a functional change that required accuracy, that reduced accuracy has always been there. Now has 230 to 260% increased physical damage, 30 to 40. Okay, cool. Asenath's Gentle Touch now has plus 60 to 80 to maximum life and 60 to 80 to maximum mana. Existing versions can be updated using a Divine Orb. Okay. Darkscorn now has 20% increased attack speed and 20 to 30 added physical damage. Pulse Protector now has 150% increased. Okay, it's fine. The Sorrow of the Divine now causes life recovery from Flask to also apply to Energy Shield during Flask effect. Divinarius now grants 30 life on kill and 10 mana on kill. Okay. Onome now has 100 and 150. Yep. Alright, cool. Cool. World changes. Act 1, 2, and 3 have seen significant improvements to monsters and boss encounters. We won't ruin the fun of discovering them. So be careful out there. You'll no longer hear a crying woman in Act 7 Crossroad tempting you towards a non-existing story glyphs. Monster changes. Magic monsters now have 50% more life at level 1, up to 75% more life at level 68 and above. Rare monsters now have 33% more life at level 1, up to 100% more life at level 68 and above. They now grant 54% more experience. Tormented spirits are now more likely to appear near a rare or unique monster than not. I mean, that goes some way towards them being very, let's be nice and say confused. Let's say confused. gonna be really fun watching the tormented spirits run away from the rares that they spawn beside, though, just as a side note. Monsters which can block attacks and spells now say so beneath their nameplate. Rogue exiles no longer sound identical to their player exile counterparts. Okay. NPC changes. Swapped Navali's Seek Prophecy and View Prophecy talk options to prevent misclicking while selling. Okay. Incursion changes now requires 12 separate incursions to enter the temple, up from 11. This gives you an extra attempt to upgrade and change a room, which is fantastic change. Fantastic. Thank you. Betrayal changes. Betrayal fortification encounters are now prioritized over shrines during level creation. Meaning you should more reliably get the betrayal encounter you are expecting. Excuse me, were shrines overtaking the betrayal fortifications? Shrines were stealing our betrayal mobs. That's fair. That's great. I feel so betrayed. You'll now encounter a new monster type in some fortification encounters that you'll also now encounter. Strongbox changes. The Maelstrom Cell unique Strongbox now also drops divination cards that give Shaper and Elder items as well as cards of a certain stack size. Okay. Azerite, Mine, and Sulfite changes. To improve the way delve map layouts are generated, to allow longer delves when necessary. Improved the way delve map layouts are generated to allow longer delves when necessary. So it seems like they couldn't figure out how to fix the part where occasionally in some random seeds they would get like 7 or 8 instance long runs. So instead of fixing it, they just made it so we can do the 7 or 8 instance long run, which is a way better solution anyway in my mind. Let me do that super, super long path, please. That's great. The Ancient Wrath and Ancient Suffering monsters can now be desecrated while in the appropriate delve area. Okay. Items that drop exclusively from prophecy-generated monsters can now drop from all prophecy-generated monsters rather than a small subset. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. The Atlas of Worlds has been shuffled. Yep, we know. Can now unlock a 5th map device. Added 3 new tormented spirits found via sextants. Added 2 new shrines found by a sextants. We'll no longer have to pay Vaal orbs equal to the cost of Chaos orbs to apply Zaina's crafting modifiers to corrupted maps. That's cool. Map bosses at lower map tiers have slightly more life, tapering to no difference at tier 15 and above. Shaper's strongholds now always contain additional monsters and anomalies, as well as bonus effects at random. Shaper influence maps now always contain additional monsters. Monster packs in shaped influence maps with anomalies now have a 20% chance to spawn with an anomaly, down from 50%. These anomalies now spawn a pack of monsters on death, which grants item and experience when slain. Agents from the Void from Shaper Influences map now spawn monsters on death, which grant items and experience when slain. Okay, I'm on board. They're making Shaper maps actually good. white and yellow tier Shaper influence maps can no longer spawn Shaper clones which attack you. Red tier Shaper influence maps now have a 25% chance for the Shaper clone encounter, in addition to other shaped influenced mechanics. Elder influence maps now always contain additional monsters. White and yellow tier Elder influence maps can no longer spawn Elder Slam tentacles. Red tier Elder influence maps can now have a 25% chance for Elder Slam tentacles, in addition to the other Elder influence mechanics. The entirety of the Coward's Trial map has been redone. If you're lucky enough to get one, make sure to use it. The boss fight in the Graveyard map has been completely reworked. Improved Belfry and Lava Lake fights. Extra monsters now spawn during the fight, which grant you items and experience when slain. Both of these fights should feel significantly more rewarding for the time invested. They did a really good job at Desert Springs when they did it to that, so I'm hoping these ones will actually be worth it too. The Barrows map boss fight has been improved. The Beast of the Pits is now extra vulnerable to damage after colliding with a wall. It now has more life and cannot be stunned, knocked down, or interrupted while charging. The boss fight in the Gardens map has been completely reworked. Monsters spawn during phase transitions that will grant item and experience when slain. Nice. During the Sunken City boss fight, you'll encounter monsters which grant items and experience when slain between phase transitions. Monsters spawned during the Basilica boss fight phase transition will also grant items and experience. Monsters spawned during the Terrence boss fight. Same treatment. They also take reduced damage for a brief period after spawning, for some reason. Improved the layout of the arena map. Thank you, please? Thank you, please. Monster spawner behavior has also been adjusted so it takes less time to activate all of the statues and hounds. Nice! Enlarge the area around the summit map spawn location where monsters shouldn't be able to spawn. Cool. We already know the Xenomods from the picture. The important part is that Beyond is there, but it costs you 5 fucking chaos, but no Varlorbs, so... User interface improvements. You can now disable the help panel pop-ups in the help panel. Please note that once disabled, you cannot re-enable them for that character. How about for any character ever? But thank you? You'll now also experience fewer help panel pop-ups in general. You can no longer hover over an Atlas objective in your Atlas to see exactly what they mean. Character panel now shows how likely your attacks are to hit monsters of various evasiveness. Cool. Quest rewards, okay. Added a new set of quest rewards for completing breaking some eggs in Act 1. New set of quest reward, new Perforate as a quest reward for a duelist and enemies in the gate. Perforate becomes available at Nissa for Marauder, Ranger, and Scion after completing enemy at the gate. Okay, I still don't get why we're limiting gems to individual classes still. But that's fine. Added Blood and Sand as a reward for Duelist for completing breaking some eggs. Blood and Sand becomes available for Marauder, Ranger, and Scion after completing breaking some eggs. But not Assassin if you wanted to make an attack. Shadow, tough luck. Added Precision as a reward for Duelist and Ranger when completing the Cage Brute. Precision becomes available from Nessa for Templar, Marauder, and Shadow. Chain Hook as a reward for Marauder becomes available to for Siren's Cadence, becomes available to Duelist and Scion. Why? Added flesh and stone as a reward for the duelist for interest in the black. Flesh and stone, look, this is all just... We've added stuff to certain classes and then let only 1 or 2 other classes be able to buy it. That's the extent of that list. It's a decision that's very old that I strongly disagree with. Please let all classes buy all gems. I don't care, give me quest rewards that are thematic, but let me buy the other gems. Fireball now deals 30% less damage against players. That was a very important PvP change. Spectral spiders summoned by Alakari's Fang and now deal 70% less against players, previously no penalty. Fixed a bug where physical damage would not bypass energy shield that was protecting mana. Fixed a bug where you could become trapped after feeding the Terrence boss map. Have we got any fun things here? Oh, fixed a bug where the crafted mod trigger a socketed spell when you use a skill wasn't triggering if the skill you used created a trap mine or totem. I didn't know that was a bug. I'm happy about that change. Anything cool? Oh shit! Fixed a bug where the Frozen Trail unique jewel cause frostbolt projectiles to continue even after being detonated by Vortex. Ooh. Okay. Fixed a bug wearing her, she would use the quest state of the person to talk to her in the map rather than the map's owner. LOL? LOL? Fixed a bug where summon phantasm support skill would cause non-minion skills to be counted as minion skills for cases such as Null's Inclination trigger socketed minion skills on kill mod. Look, I get how that was a bug, but it wasn't game breaking at all and it was super interesting. I just don't see a reason to take it away. Fixed a bug where some dude's Titanic Slam skill got gigantic. Fixed a bug where Essence Drain, Soul Rend, Bane, and Contagion were all bypassing PvP scaling when triggered from a trap or mine. Whatever. The adrenaline buff from War Banner would end early if you were playing a Juggernaut and your endurance charge expired. What an odd bug. That's fine. There's a job where fixed a delve exploit. Didn't even know what that was. Well, that's the end of it. That's the end of that. That was very long, and we're gonna spend a lot of time in this passive skill tree from here on out. Yeah. So overall, pretty happy. TLDR is most of the things people were worried about buffing are still going to be quite usable. Worried about nerfing, still going to be quite usable. You're still going to be able to use Soul Rend, you're still going to be able to use Bane, you're still going to be able to use Winter Orb, you're still going to be able to use Stormbrand. They're all fine. They're all fine. They're all still usable. So, yeah, alright. Pretty fucking happy about that.